Thank you, Peter. A group in Houston, Texas is giving free shotguns to law-abiding people in high-crime neighborhoods. The idea is that criminals are less likely to commit crimes if they are afraid of getting hurt or getting killed. That makes sense, but of course not everybody thinks that's a good idea.
Certainly it's not responsible, and I don't know about the ethics, the values, the morals of a human being who would use fellow human beings as guinea pigs in this way.
Executive Director of the Armed Citizen Project, Kyle Copeland, is here, and he's joined by Maureen McDonald, a single mom who has taken the class. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us on, Doug.
You know, gun control advocates would obviously say, I'm sure you've heard this many, many times, that this is just adding fuel to the fire of out-of-control guns and gun crime in this country. What do you say to them?
Well, I think that the anti-gun folks are really showing who they are. For a while, they've been saying that they're just against assault weapons or just against high-capacity magazines. We are training and arming law-abiding citizens who pass a background check with defensive shotguns. So I love that the anti-gun crowd is kind of dropping the mask and kind of showing that they just are anti-firearms in the hands of private owners. We're just making sure that citizens have the ability and the tools to defend their life, liberty, and property.
And Maureen, you are one of those citizens, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And tell me what you learned in taking the class and how it's changed your view of life, your view of your safety.
Well, it was a wonderful day that we learned so many different things about the weapon. We were taught by a skilled professional, and we were able to practice, and we had a background check later on, and were given a weapon. And once again, I am a single mom. I do feel it's important to be able to protect myself and my son, and there's a lot of things that can happen in those short minutes that before the police officer can get to my home. So I just want to be able to protect myself.
Gun control advocates again say that you've elevated the risk of your kids getting a hold of these weapons and using them accidentally. What do you say to that?
Well, the big thing is the figure that keeps being thrown out is the 47 times more likely, and that's based upon the completely debunked Kellerman study from 1995. In that study, only 2% of the deaths that they're talking about could actually be proven that the weapon that was used was the weapon that was kept in the home. And so the fact that they have to use completely discredited and bogus studies in order to kind of further their agenda shows just how desperate they are. The data does show that when criminals fear dying in your hallway, that they are less likely to try to break into your home.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense. Criminals are predators, and they choose oftentimes the most vulnerable among us. If you're armed, you're not vulnerable. Why do you use shotguns? I see that you're giving out exclusively shotguns and not other weapons.
Well, for a few reasons. One, shotguns make excellent home defense weapons. You don't have to be an expert marksman with the weapon. They're inexpensive, they're easy to learn how to use, and also with the pump action shotgun, if you've ever heard a shell getting racked, that's a deterrent in its own. And so they're really good for home defense, and also because of the size of them, long guns are generally of a lot lower value to criminals than the handguns, and we kind of make sure that they stay in that home.
Kyle Copeland of the Armed Citizens Project and Maureen McDonald, thank you both for your time. We should check back with you after this program has been implemented to see how the crime rate is faring. We'll try to do that.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Lasers that obliterate drones aren't